Have you seen anything?
My girlfriend was bad enough.
Right, just brought to you now. This is, I'll tell you what this is now. This was Price Jones's first building in Newtown, and it was a grocer's shop first. And in here, they made all the blankets for the Crimean War in here. And one morning, one young girl was stitching a blanket, and Price Jones went over to her and said, "You're doing that? That's wrong. Why have you done to this blanket?" So he went like that, and he put his feet into it. The first sleeping bag in the world was made in there. It was made in there. That's where he got his money from. It was, you know, it was patented. But in there, they can use somebody stitching. They can use just stitching. If you're quiet enough in the mornings, they can use stitching in there. Right, moving on now to the Robert Owen's museum. Alright.
That's fine.
Just going to spot now. It's on the tiny room now to move around here now. Right, plenty of room now. Well, I just brought you in now. Like I said, I'm a paranormal investigator as well, and I was asked to go to Coral's Bookies because they see a black mass coming out through the wall there. And one night, one young lad was collecting his winnings, and as he was coming out through that door, a black mass engulfed him, and they found him on the street out here, out cold, unconscious. Come to, and he said, "I've just seen Robert Owen." Anyway, in here, if anybody's been in the Robert Owen Museum, straight where they see this black mass, Robert Owen's door from his original house is there. So is Robert Owen opening his door to go into his home. But they see him that side. I've done this with Sue. I've done this with Sue when she was the mayor, and Sue will tell you herself. We had a lot of activity.
Yeah, a lot. Upstairs was the worst one.
Yeah, we had glasses.
He didn't like me.
We had glasses upstairs moving, and it was going on to Robert Owen's face. And Sue was threatened a few times. He didn't like Sue at all. Downstairs, we had lots of noises and bumps and stuff like that. So we left the cameras running, and Robert Owen's door, we had lights going through the door. Little orbs going through the door. Anyway, Sue turned everything off. The following day, her dad came to open up, and all the computers were on, weren't they?
All the lights were on.
All the lights were on, all the computers were on in the whole building. So, Robert Owen playing around. Now, before this building was here, there used to be cottages. Now, does anybody know Fleetwood Mac, the band, Fleetwood Mac? Yeah. You know the song Rhiannon? About the Welsh witch? She's born here. She was born in Newtown. See, Fleetwood Mac used to, in their drug days, they used to have it up the back of Kerry, they used to have a barn up the back of Kerry. Anyway, little thing I got to tell you now, there's no Jehovah's here, is there? That's what I did. Shut it. Anyway, I was talking about this one night, big group like this, and this woman came towards me, a bit drunk, or drugs, whatever, I don't know what she was on, but she was on something definitely. Anyway, she's walking along now, she goes, "You're one of those, you are." I go, "What do you mean?" She goes, "You're one of those." I go, "What?" "Oh, I don't like you. You're a Jehovah." Why look? Like a Jehovah. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, another quick story. I was telling the same walk again. This lady was from Birmingham. Her family's always lived in Birmingham. They came to Newtown in the 40s to take over the spa. And one night she was with her two daughters, and they got to 7 by 7 Street across there. A beautiful horse and carriage went past her, man whipping the horses, and the man couldn't take his eyes off her. As it went that way, it went through, straight through the Lion pub, disappeared. Anyway, years later, they did a family tree, and they found out her great-great-great-grandfather was a coachman in Newtown. So there you are. And now the bell's ringing as well. Right, we're off to the Sportsman now. Not the drink home. Right. I brought you to the Sportsman because Mel runs the Sportsman. A few years ago he asked me to come to see his CCTV footage. That's hard to say, isn't it? Especially when you're Welsh, all drunk. Isn't it? Anyway, I brought you here because he asked me to come see some footage on his camera upstairs. When I went upstairs, he's got his camera, he's got his TVs and his television, all that sort of stuff there. And he said, "Can you have a look at this footage?" So I'm looking at it. Now only the police can take this footage off because it's by law and all that stuff. Anyway, I said, "Mel, you've got a ghost in your camera, on film." And what it was is, at the back of the building here, you see a beautiful light coming from the back, and as it's coming close to the front of the building, it starts looking like a French officer with a tricorn hat. Gets to here, it lights up all the bar, and then goes back around the tables, and then disappears and starts again. So now, in the video, you see Mel coming down the stairs, and he's like, what the hell is going on here? So he goes over to the camera, starts cleaning it. As he's cleaning it, this ball of light's behind him, spinning round in a circle, and goes through the wall. Now next door you've got Rush. Upstairs is a flat, and we've got a Polish lad in our place called Damien. And we said,
Yeah.
Damien, Polish lad. Anyway, he used to live there, and one night he was on his computer. His brother lives in Newark. His brother's much bigger than him, see. Anyway, I don't know why I said that really, but there you are. Anyway, he's on his computer now. He's on his computer, and doing a bit of things on the computer, on Facebook most probably, like I am most of the time. And he was on Facebook now or whatever, and he's thinking somebody's watching me. So he turns around looks around, and as he looks around, there's a man standing in the doorway with a tricorn hat. And he's thinking, oh my God, I'd better turn around again, he might go. So he turns around, starts typing away now, looks again, he's in the middle of the room. He's thinking, what am I going to do? Where's my brother? What am I going to do? So he thinks, if I turn around again, he'll go. So he turns around, starts typing. As he looks up, the man is staring him straight in the face. By this time, he's running down the stairs. As he's running down the stairs, his brother's just finished work, so they both go flying down the stairs and out to the building. Not long after, he left. But I'll tell you about this building again now. In Newtown we had 350 French officers from the Battle of Trafalgar in Newtown, and they're all imprisoned in all the pubs. Does anybody know how many pubs we had in Newtown?
Too many.
68. 68 pubs in Newtown, and they're all imprisoned in Newtown. And 3 officers of Napoleon's brother, the King of Spain, was put in here for 3 months, and he was such a bad man, they sent him to Welshpool. Don't know why they sent him to Welshpool. Anyway, they sent him to Welshpool. Anyway, what happened was, it was a fire, a great fire, and half the building was taken up in flames. And on Broad Street, where the French were putting cobbles down, they could hear the women and children crying. So they ran back, and I got this little document. They said they were like cats going across the roof. And they saved everybody in the building, but 2 French officers went missing. They don't know if they escaped or they perished in the flames. We'll never know, but is that a French officer in the building? Do you know? No. Know me. There we go, here we go then. Off we go. The W.H. Smiths. I'm not buying no pens though.